Hey guys, my name is Jen Carrasco. I am a serial entrepreneur, founder of many six-figure businesses. I am also a skincare creator, an IFBB pro athlete that is extremely passionate about helping entrepreneurs grow their business and, most importantly, helping you and everybody else to own their shit. Welcome to Own Your Shit, the podcast. This is the show where we stop the comparison cycle, we eliminate the need for a secret sauce, and realize that the faster we own the way we stand in our own way, the faster and shorter the route is to creating that life we all crave. So, with that being said, now let's own your own shit. What is up, guys, and welcome to Own Your Own Shit podcast with Jen Carrasco. And again, I have another phenomenal badass in the house. But before we get on her, I want to say, please rate and review. Please share the shit out of it, because then it only promotes more badasses on my show, but it promotes all of their amazing intellect and everything that they're going to give you, because they're phenomenal. But first off, my girl today is an Apex executive family member. She is, I feel like, one of my dearest friends, and I'm glad to have her in my court and my corner because I adore this woman. And she is fucking badass. Literally you cannot tell her no. Like, she will dominate you and she'll fucking like scrape your face along the cement as she's doing it, right? And that's what I call an amazing girl. Do you like my intro?
Holy hell, that's quite an intro. All right.
So I'm going to let her introduce herself now. Go for it, girlfriend.
I'm Jessica Dennehy. I am the founder of Pivot and Slay Consulting, where I help entrepreneurs pivot their mindset so that they can slay it in life and in business. I love pushing people out of their comfort zones so that they can take the risk they need to succeed. And I am really excited to be here today because I love you too. And you're a badass. So thank you for that intro.
You're welcome. So I'm going to just get down and dirty because I want to. Okay. Are you ready? Okay.
Sure.
So this is all about inspiring people to get out of their shit, own their crap, and dominate their life before we die, right? Like, we want to enjoy this shit before we're deceased, right? And so I want to ask you a question of, what was your pivotal moment in your life that you said, fuck it all, I'm going to do what I want to do?
For me, it came a few times, but I think the most powerful time was in 2018, which is not that long ago. I had gone through a lot of stuff at that point, but I don't know. In that year, something really clicked for me because my journey had been a little disjointed. And up until that point, I was really trying to find my footing in my new life. And in that year, I finally came into my own and said, I'm just going to be me. I'm unapologetically me. And I'm going to do my thing. And I'm not really going to care what anyone else thinks or says. And that's the great thing about your 30s, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the point where you're just kind of like, well, I'm either for you or I'm not for you. And either way, I don't give a crap.
Amen. It's true. Yeah.
It wasn't like one thing that happened that year. It was almost like culmination of things. And then I had this moment of awareness.
Yeah.
Where I kind of realized how many pivots I had made in my life and that they all got me to this point, and that I thrived. Didn't survive, I thrived just going on my gut instinct.
Yeah.
And from there on out, I'm like, that's it. I'm following my gut. It's
Yeah.
gotten me this far. And then I had this like a weird confidence all of a sudden that like, I don't know, I guess I had been doing all this stuff all along, but didn't like, consciously register it in my brain.
Yeah.
But something about that year just made me, get more confident and stronger.
And you know what the confidence comes from is, and I don't want to say failure because I just had the last podcast and I had a great podcast with my girlfriend Roxy. You should check her out. You guys would get along great. And she says, I don't look at anything bad. I look at it as hard. It was a hard day. But in those hard moments, I learned something out of them, right? We don't make it a negative shift. We make it a positive shift out of something was hard and we grow from it. And that was the thing. And this is what I'm realizing with all of these badass, strong women that I have in my group. It's the fact of we are confident because we hit rock bottom at certain points that we had to pull ourselves out of. And that right there is what formulates our confidence going forward because we know we can do it.
100%. I talk about this in my book. I didn't mention I'm a best-selling author. My book is also called Pivot and
I only
Slay.
have amazing
And
people.
in my book and with my coaching clients, I always talk about this. The main thing holding people back from doing great things is fear. And that's just because you don't trust yourself and you're not confident in your decision-making abilities, which is crazy because if you look at the evidence of your life, you've been making good decisions. And when you didn't make a good decision, you learned a lesson. So what if we shifted our mindset and we say to ourselves, if I take this risk, there's only two outcomes. One is I succeed, woohoo, and the other one is I learn a big lesson that makes me succeed down the road. If you
Amen.
look at every decision with only those two outcomes, there's really no reason to not go for it, not take
Yeah.
that risk.
Yeah. So and I don't think we've really talked about it, and we're going to drive in and talk about it, is your company and what you do, what you provide, and that you are a bestseller. But your Pivot and Slay, when did that baby officially launch and you thought, okay, that is my brand?
Okay, so I'm not a stranger to the business world, right? I mean, I was on Wall Street for 10 years, working with really big companies and doing a lot of corporate law for them. All of a sudden, I shifted to the small business world and I opened a brand of luxury barbershops. And the branding was really driven by my partner who had a real passion for that. So I made the business successful, but more on an integration level. And suddenly, around right before COVID, we got shut down. And that's when I came into my own and I made my brand. And it was so natural. And because it's just so who I am. I love to help people. And I was really frustrated with the shutdowns and like the difficulty in getting help and funding.
Yeah.
And I started to just talk about that. And all my years as a lawyer and all my years as a business owner culminated in this one moment where I was like, oh my God, I can help people with all of this knowledge, this 15 years of knowledge inside of me. I can give this to other people and help them not just get through COVID, but slay it and make something more of their company than it was before.
Yeah.
And the branding, after that realization, that light bulb, branding just followed so naturally because this brand is who I am. It is everything I believe in. I believe in entrepreneurship, believe in small business. I believe in taking risks, calculated risks that push you forward. I believe in freedom that owning your own business gives you. And so that's how Pivot and Slay was born. And Pivot, I just love Friends. And there's this episode of Friends where they're moving a couch and they keep yelling pivot. And since I watched that,
I
my
remember
younger
that.
days, I've said that word my whole life. And I didn't realize it until I was on a podcast and I heard myself keep saying pivot, 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 pivot. And I'm like, that's going to be a part of the company name because this is clearly, I'm just living and breathing this word all
Yeah.
the time.
That's awesome. So,
It's been
what would you say?
It's been great. I love it.
No, it's perfect. And it's you. It's just all around. So I want the viewers to know exactly who you are and what you do because she is amazing. She has the biggest heart. She will help you with anything. But the thing is that she's not necessarily just an entrepreneur, a best-selling author. She is a single mom. Yeah, two amazing girls. And pretty much runs the shit all of herself, runs the company, still has them at the home, and is doing everything that she can at home while doing this, while creating her brand. But then on top of that, she is like a legal queen. She will help you analyze anything, open up a corporation, open up an LLC. If you have questions, this is the girl to go to. So I mean, talk about it. Tell me everything about who you are, what you bring to the table, what your life is like. And then on top of that, she's like a yoga guru. Like to watch her every morning doing her yoga, I am like, man, she inspires me.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that. I My coaching style is really unique because I have a lot of legal experience. I've been a lawyer for 15 years. But what I realize is it's being a lawyer and having that, legal knowledge is very helpful in the business world. And many business owners don't have that. But even more than that, what's gotten me even further than maybe my law degree is the mindset that I've worked on to develop through the practice of yoga. And I don't want yoga to turn people off because I know not everybody's into it, but it's more of just a fitness element in your life that connects you to your body because that physical mind body connection helps you develop the skills you need to trust your gut instincts and be more aware, which is going to make your business thrive more than anything
Mhm.
else. And it's just something I've learned through the years. So, I always intermingle legal strategies with mindset work because I feel like they're both really important. And a lot of entrepreneurs don't have access to legal strategies. And
Yeah.
retaining an attorney can be really expensive. Sometimes all you need is just to get someone on the phone who has that thought process embedded inside them, like I do, and in 5 minutes, they can get you where you need to be without having to like go through a law firm and blah, 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 all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I do for my entrepreneurs is I help them form their entities because you'd be surprised how many people just start a business and they're funneling their money into their personal account. Is a big nightmare for liability, bad for
Yes.
your taxes. I help entrepreneurs process trademark applications, which is something a lot of people forget about. If you start to brand something but someone else owns it, you can be sued. More than that, you've just wasted a bunch of money pushing someone else's brand, which is the last thing that you want to do, right? You want to make sure that your branding is unique and you own it. That can help you scale the business later. I help people make sure that they're structuring their companies correctly and efficiently, and then I do mindset work with them because really that's the cornerstone of any good businessman or woman is, are you in the right mindset? Are you bringing your most efficient, productive self to your job every day? Or are you holding yourself back, which will in turn hold your company back?
Yeah.
And that's really what I love to do. I love startups. I love helping people who know they want freedom. They know they don't want to go to their 9 to 5 anymore, but they don't understand how to get there. I love helping them because that
Yeah.
was me. And
Yeah.
for all the moms out there, it's hard to work a 9 to 5 at a regular job and be the present parent that you want. Entrepreneurship's the answer for that because you get to control your schedule and be more present for your kids. And so I pick my kids up from school every day. I do their homework with them every day. I don't have a nanny. And I spend a lot of quality time with them. And I also run 3 companies. So it's a good life. I get to take them to the beach and spend time with them on a Wednesday, but
Yeah.
I still get to, make money and support my family. And that's really what it's all about.
It's really what it's all about. And it's about the balance and finding that. And I think a lot of people are realizing that, especially through COVID. I think a lot of people have realized, what really makes them happy and what they want to do going forward. I know that I've seen a lot of it. I'm sure you have as well. But even going back on yoga, and it's not that I think it would push people away. I think yoga is different. So some people do yoga, some people do meditation. I actually walk outside for my meditation. It clears my brain to take a walk outside in nature. So everybody has their little meditation practices of what they do for themselves. And, you're right on that. It grows ourselves to be able to have that time with ourselves, because if we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of other individuals, right? And you're a prime example of that. I see you all the time, you know, taking a little trip to a beach by yourself and enjoying these little things by yourself, but still making time for the girls and still making time for work. And the one thing that I love, and I know that you've seen this a lot, is your two little ones and you dancing on Instagram and all that fun stuff. The thing is that you can do business stuff, you can do social media stuff, you can do all of these things and incorporate your family in them and have a great time doing it and enjoying the process. And you just made a comment not too long ago on Facebook that, you know, people look at you like, oh, you're that girl that, dances with her kids or does, you know what I mean? And I just think it's cool. Like, people want to see that
Yeah.
shit. They don't want to necessarily see you talking about business all the time. People want to know about your personal life and who you are. And that's huge. But I mean,
Part of it. I mean, I get so many great responses to that. And the girls and I have dance parties every night. That's just what we do. I only
I
post like
love
once a
it.
week about it, but it's like every night, sometimes before school, so twice a day. But I mean, you have to have these moments, and sharing a little piece of who you are outside of work is
Yeah.
great for social media content.
Yeah.
And it's funny, we went to the beach and someone saw me on the boardwalk and was like, wait a second, you're that girl from Instagram that dances with her daughters. And I'm like, I am. And you know what? She stopped to follow me because of that. And then she said to me, I need a coach. Like, I just started a
See?
business. Do you think you can help me?
Yeah.
So she's still listening to the other stuff, but the thing that caught her, my dance parties. So
Yes.
I should have been J Lo, I think. My fly girl in me is coming out.
Amen. Hey, you never know. There might be another transition to pivot and slay, and it's going to be like, it's going to be Jessica gone wild.
Stay tuned.
Oh, Lord. So let's talk a little bit because we have some more time. I really want to dive in. So, if I am an entrepreneur and I'm getting my business started, how do I go about contacting you, or, what are your suggestions on what to do going forward?
So you could always contact me through my website, which is pivotandslay.com. I think, a lot of first time entrepreneurs don't realize the value of hiring someone like me to come in and help them because everyone's so worried about the initial investment of, running a company. But the thing is, hiring a coach will help you get where you want to be way faster because I have 15 years of mistakes that you don't have to make because
Yep.
I've made them. And so I know how to help you avoid them.
Yep.
Or you could take the slow route, the turtle route, and you can go through 15 years of mistakes and
And
maybe get, where we are today. Or I could just get you there. That's how I look at it. So when you're thinking about like what do I need and how do I do this, and you can take the time to figure it all out, or you can align with someone who knows exactly how to get you there. And that's what I do for people. So if you're interested in that and you want to reach out to me, come to pivotandslay.com. I'm also on Instagram at the Jessica Dennehy. So you can find me there and we can chat. I answer all my DMs personally. So it'll be me.
awesome. And then I also wanted to dive in deep because I know when we talked not too long ago, you're offering something that I think is phenomenal. So if somebody's looking to go into the entrepreneur world, right? Or they have this idea and they want to create, you don't necessarily have to just break the bank and hire a coach at first, right? And the one thing that Jessica is done that I think is incredible is she actually formed a Facebook group. And this group is like, I don't know the price. What is it? I don't remember how much it is, but regardless, you can reach
The
out to me.
group coaching, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, so the group coaching, I have an intro price going on for 500 a month. You get group coaching calls with me personally and the other people that have invested in this group, and we kind of brainstorm about all the different things everyone's going through. And you'd be surprised that sometimes something that you're going through can help another person and vice versa.
Yep.
So it's really filled with value, and it's at a really great price point for those that are just.
Yeah. And it's awesome because I know you said there you could do like question and answers and you'll answer them during the sessions when you're there. And so I think for a beginning entrepreneur who maybe wants to get their feet wet with having somebody help, this group in Facebook is amazing. And it will definitely help you to kind of start that level that you want to, and maybe even just get you comfortable with Jessica to the point to where you're like, you know what, I do need her to help me to keep pushing, my business a little bit more. So I did want to push that
Yeah.
out because I thought that it is a great intro for people that are still kind of like hesitant, not sure, what they even maybe want to do. Maybe they don't even know that they have a business that they want to do, but getting involved in that group might click something in their brain to where they're like, yeah, I do want to do that. I think I can do that now. I'm going to call Jessica. So, I always think that's a great thing. But before we end this, we dove in deep. So is there anything that's on your mind, anything for that young entrepreneur or somebody that you feel like you need to tell them, own your shit, do your thing, or give a little bit of guidance for somebody to make them own who they are as a person and fulfill the things that they want to in this life?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing I always say is starting. We get stuck in a paralysis where we're just like overanalyzing everything, and we have all these great ideas, but we don't put our foot to the fire. And I think the only way you can move forward is with action. So it's great to think and create and, dream, but without putting it into action, you're not going to get anywhere. So you got to starting. And if you need a good place to start, I would say read my book, Pivot and Slay. It's on Amazon, because you'll see that the woman sitting here today is not the same person that was in law school 15
Yeah.
years ago. I barely spoke in public. I was terrified. And I went from that to being a business consultant where I speak to people all day long. So if I could do it, so can you. And you just got to start somewhere. So why not now?
Awesome. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for being on here. And again, you guys, please rate, review, subscribe, share, and follow Jessica. I'll have all of your handles when I post this, and we'll share it all for you. But thank you for being on here, and thank you for being a strong female entrepreneur that has a big heart that literally owns her shit. Like, hands down, I admire it. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay. I will see you guys next week. Well, guys, that's a wrap for another episode of Own Your Own Shit. Now that this is half the battle, owning your shit allows you the freedom to create something even better in your life. Getting out of your own way, it doesn't have to be lonely. Making sure to follow me for more advice. Follow me on every social media platform at Jen Carrasco. My Instagram is Jen Carrasco with 2 underscores. Find me on Facebook at the same name. And of course, share the episode with friends who need some help in the tough times, and typically helping them to own their shit. So with that being said, see you guys next week.